Is this cheating? Too long did not read. My partner of 10 years has seen messages I have sent workmates about them having sex with women and how their single life is going. Some not safe for work content, almost. My partner has taken time away, taking our 2 children, under 2 yo with her. She is adamant that she is not returning to this household until I leave. And #X200B. Background. I have a 2 yo and 5 mo with my current wife of 10 years. I am 30 yo. Male employed full-time in a female-dominate field yet work with 2 close male friends. I am the type of person to make jokes about anything and often seen as over-the-top, hectic or full-on with jokes, banter. Today, my partner has seen multiple Facebook messages between myself and workmates, 2 ex-males, that have been sent over a period of about 2 months with a sexual nature. For some background, one of these mates from work have recently had a terrible breakup, and recent overdose attempt. So this may be contributing to myself asking these ridiculous questions in a way of checking up on him. The other workmate was close to attempting suicide 5 months ago with complex PTSD post-military service. The messages seen by my partner was me asking them how sex was with ex-person and if they were any decent, enjoyed it. I have also been making sexual jokes about them having sex with older colleagues in their 70s, no offense, just terrible humor, and to have sex with ex-colleague from work. Most of the time we are hysterically laughing about what we are saying. Our humor is quite ordinary but makes the environment enjoyable at work when you have colleagues who can joke about anything. My question is this a form of cheating? After talking to her today, I believe I have stepped over the line, but I have been unable to get her to see my side of the story. And #X200B. In my eyes, this is mainly banter and okay to discuss this with your single mates. I am not sure if this is just me trying to start conversations or standing over the line. At times it can be hard to fit in with people who are party animals, sex addicts when I am married. There is no one else at work that I am able to bond with apart from these 2 co-workers. The majority are females. I have never, and never will cheat on my wonderful family obviously and love them to bits. This was all said in a closed chat with myself and 2 good workmates who enjoy a lot of banter. They are also quite open about their sexual lives and love to have a joke about this. They are also quite open about their sexual lives in front of coworkers who of course do not believe a word they say either. And #X200B. I am not sure what to do in this situation, it is very complex. And #X200B. Edit. I have forgotten to mention that I have jokingly mentioned that I have had sexual relationship with a 75 yo. Obviously did not, but it is hard to convince someone otherwise when they do not know the context. And #X200B. Thanks guys. Natureman 18302. Whilst this may be in bad taste, I don't see it as cheating. Did you ask your wife why she does? It's not cheating, but I don't know why you need to know how so and so is in bed. You clearly made your wife uncomfortable and should ease off your over-the-top banter. She's probably feeling like you are trying to live vicariously through your single buddies. For the record, I'd feel pretty embarrassed if I was in her shoes. How would this be cheating? It's a bit crass and your wife would be right to be angry if you talked to them about your sex life in such a way. But banter with mates who are not of the gender you're into is just a bit of bullshit to pass the time, right? No, it's not cheating, but it makes you look kinda pathetic. Like a real douchebag. It makes you look like a scumbag dude bro. I don't see it as cheating, but the point is that your partner did. You need to talk things out with her and hopefully make things right again. Why does your partner think this counts as cheating? It don't know if it's called cheating. And I don't think it matters what word you call it. But the one thing that would rub me the wrong way is when you suggested he have sex with a specific girl. But that's just me. Did you take about having sex with women or wanting to in the messages? You should have told her beforehand. Asking about how sex is with someone else while being in a relationship is a red flag and inappropriate. But it's neither emotional nor physical cheating. The only question is if your partner thinks so, too. Good luck explaining yourself. Is he cheating or am I crazy? Update. We spoke about it, he's acting like it's no big deal. The number definitely isn't saved and doesn't pop up in the actual app like it did on notifications. I told him he hurt my feelings and he said he didn't mean to. I'm not completely satisfied and am going to go to work more often like I used to just in case. His brother and sister are inviting us over today to see if they can get information from him because he's never been like that, but the behavior isn't right and definitely needs to be addressed. I love this man with or without the money. His house burned down on Christmas and he ran into a lot of money because of it and said he wanted to use that money to get us new vehicles, pay off debts, and make it easy to build a life together. Also some missing context: I work and can and do provide for myself well. He got those things for me on his own accord. I didn't realize I had to list his whole personality to make my relationship valid. It was 2 a.m. and I was tired when I made this post. I was saying the things he did because to me it would have been confusing to do all these things for someone you don't love or would be unfaithful to. I don't understand why some of you are bashing me so hard. My 37M fiancé and I, 27F, were hungry and decided to DoorDash food off his phone. We have been together for about a year and a half and I'm used to him getting a lot of WhatsApp notifications because he is in an MC and that is their main form of mass communication. Well, while I had his phone, a WhatsApp message from my love came on his phone. He saw it when I did and I asked who it was and he said, some girl, and nothing more. He didn't take the phone out of my hand or anything. He then went to take a shower after we ordered our food, and took his phone with him. Which he sometimes does for music, but is still rare behavior. I have WhatsApp but don't really know how it works because I don't use it. So I don't want to freak out on him. He's an amazing person and nothing has ever made me think he would be speaking to someone else. He bought me a new car in full, paid my entire college tuition, and is even paying my attorneys to get my daughter out of a bad situation with her father. I know on Snapchat you make your own name and it appears as such for everyone unless they change it. Is that the same for WhatsApp? And I crazy? Should I confront him? It's weird how after calling him an amazing person you listed things he's paid for instead of any personality traits. No, that means that's their name on his phone. Even if you confront him, since he took his phone in the bathroom with him, he could have deleted the information. Next time that happens you should confirm the conversation as platonic because he put her name as my love. He paying for your shit doesn't mean he's a great guy. WhatsApp shows names of chat contacts as you saved them on your phone. It's definitely suspicious. You can let him know you're not comfortable with him having another girl as my love in his contacts. And can press on for an explanation. Communication is the key in this situation, and understand is the goal. He is cheating. Just say that you don't feel confident, and that if he doesn't mind, if you can scroll together through that chat. If he gets defensive, he's cheating. You should confront him. The explanation that it's just some girl isn't good enough. No other girl should be saved as my love on his phone. On WhatsApp you have to make them a contact and write what you want as their name, otherwise it's just their number. So he set it as that. Really curious why you wouldn't have thought to immediately press the issue. I mean, it's kinda really dumb to just let him say it's a girl and walk away like you didn't just see that. Now he has time to delete everything if he pleases to, or minimize it in case you ask to look. I'd say he's cheating. Some girl is just not an acceptable response, and again no clue why you didn't immediately press the issue then and there. Husband jealous of new baby. I think my husband is jealous of our 3-month-old baby. Since the baby was born he has completely changed. He complains all of the time now about everything. We went for a walk and made it halfway down the block before we turned around and went home. It took us maybe 3 minutes. In that time he managed to complain about the weather, the mosquitoes, our 2 dogs, how I walk the dogs and how I should do it his way and how I'm too hard-headed because I won't do it his way. This happens with pretty much everything we try to do. We got into a big fight about money. He said I'm spending too much on groceries, that $400 a month is insane for 2 people. And that we order out too much. I double-checked this. I ordered out once a month for the past 3 months since our daughter was born. One of those times was for my birthday dinner. Then he told me that he misses his friend who I had asked him to stop talking to 5 years ago. I had asked him to stop talking to her after she tried making out with him and then sent him a 3-page long text about how I'm to blame for their crappy relationship. I told him to go ahead and talk to her again, I don't care at this point. Now he's complaining how sick he is. He said he's depressed, he can't work, he needs to take medical leave and he feels dizzy all of the time. I made appointments for him for a doctor for the dizziness, a psychiatrist for the depression and a psychologist for some talk therapy. He was prescribed a bunch of different meds and he's saying none of them work. On top of all of this he's complaining that I'm breastfeeding our 3-month-old too much, she needs to start on solid foods and I should switch to formula. He's saying that we need to get a babysitter for her even though I'm a stay-at-home mom. He said she bores him and all he does with her is sit in front of the TV. I think all of these things are for my attention. He's done things like this in the past when I wasn't giving him 100% of my attention, but never to this extent. These past 3 months have been so much drama that I feel like I'm losing it. WTF were his expectations for a baby? Did he want it to come out a fully functioning human whose purpose is to entertain him? I am not sure if he was a good guy before the baby, but if he was, he probably has postpartum depression. He would need therapy to overcome this, but he definitely can. The kicker for me thinking this is that he said he is bored with the baby. He probably isn't connecting very well and might miss you, like you said. A lot of times it's easier for people who are depressed to complain about outside issues and ignore their own. I would look up postpartum depression in males and try to overcome it together. That is, again, if he was a good guy before the baby was born. He complains you spend too much on grocery and then wants you to stop breastfeeding and switch to formula and solid foods. Add another $200 or so if you switch to Formule. IDK formula prices. But I know they are expensive, WTF. Also, I think you still have time to go before your baby can eat solid foods. Oh yuck. I also raised a child with a jackass. My advice is to do it in your own, it's so much easier. Sounds like he wants to cheat with that friend of his and escape his responsibilities to his child. Be prepared for him to walk, he is giving you plenty of warning. This all sounds like a nightmare. Fuck. I just had flashbacks of my ex-husband reading this. Tell him to grow up, take his meds and stop complaining about everything. That baby isn't old enough for solids, and if you want to breastfeed, keep going. Tell him that it's a lot easier than court, visitation and child support. So you knew he does things like this, when you don't give him all of your attention, so you had a baby with him? Okay. Babies are famous for needing no attention and relieving stress in already shaky relationships. Since that ship has sailed, couples counseling? If you even want to salvage this? Or you can dump him and be a single parent, and get child support, without babying him, too. Wife, F33, hid her apartment rental income from me, M43. I am so angry right now. As the title suggests, my wife of 1 year hid the fact that she has a luxury apartment in Bulgaria and gets $2,400 a month from it. To rewind a bit, we met about 2 years ago and got married 1 year. Although it is a sacrifice for me, I agreed to pay for all household bills mortgage, utilities, and all she pays is half of groceries and her own car. When we got married, she explained that she has family in Bulgaria who she has to fully support, and so I agreed to pay our household bills that amount to 60% of my salary. Plus, as a man, I don't mind paying. Cut to a few days ago. I talk to them on the phone when they are asking for plane tickets, and I find out she doesn't support them at all when she confesses it to me. It turns out she has a luxury $600,000 Canadian apartment there that she rents out and has been saving all that money on the side. I am thinking of moving out for a while. I wonder what else was a lie. Too long did not read. Wife has been fooling me by saying she sends money to her family and keeping it as savings. Edit. For all those talking about divorcing and me taking half. The area where we live in is Mississauga in Ontario, Canada. Homes here are extremely expensive. I put an $800,000 down payment, which I had because I owned and sold a townhouse that went from $200,000 when I bought it to $650,000. Plus I had my personal savings in the bank. So I might get half of that apartment, but I am too disgusted to even think about money right now with how complicated international law gets. You need a divorce attorney. There is so much here to unpack. It's simply not worth it. It's one thing for her to keep her premarital assets, but quite another to make you pay for things while secretly raking in cash. It sounds like you've been taken for a fool. I'd close any joint accounts and stop paying for anything for her immediately. Some things there is no coming back from. This would be one of them for me. Holy shit, dude. Yeah. I would get the hell out of there, because those are some serious location flag, location flag, location flag, location flag, location flag. Seems like it was always her intention. You got played, my dude. Seek out an attorney if you have not already. I'd divorce her. She very clearly isn't all in on building a life or future with you. She's just using you to pay most of her bills while she amasses a small fortune for herself, and then will divorce you when she feels wealthy enough to not need you. You are married on paper only. She's using you and not a partner. Plus, as a man, I don't mind paying. She took advantage of your old-fashioned, potentially outdated views. Hard lesson to learn, but at least you won't be so easily taken advantage of again. She isn't your wife. She's a scam artist, and you're her mark. Get a divorce and sue for half of her assets. You supported her because she was supposed to be broke. That was a lie. She owes you money. Very wise of you to take a hard stance by moving out and letting her know this is serious. Withholding information this way is a form of relational abuse and could be indicative of a much larger integrity problem.